Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
So dry humping is basically when two people come together and they rub either their genitals against each other's genitals or against a different part of your body. You can be clothed or naked in your underwear, a simple t-shirt. You can do it lying down, sitting, standing. You can actually use different body parts to actually stimulate and heighten other sensations, target erogenous zones, and kind of just have a good time and spice it up. And you can definitely get an orgasm from it. People don't think you can, but you can, because it's actually a stimulation of a genital part. So of course you're going to feel very sexy and in the moment. And with the relief of it, and sometimes also the edging of it, that is where the actual sensation and the orgasm comes from. So while there aren't any real accurate stats available, dry humping is still an option that people use for different reasons, whether it be religious or cultural beliefs, whether it be based on your age, if you just like to wait, if you are maybe abstaining from sex, from actual penetrative sex. So there's various reasons why people would still choose to use it in this day and age. But it's also a nice way to kind of get you to want to do more. It's like almost like foreplay, although you can orgasm from it, it's still like a nice build up to the final thing if that's something you choose to do.
What in the late night pornography show has the voice of reason turned into on a Thursday? Lord, oh Lord, is this why they took slow dancing out of school? Because we used to slow dance at them sock hops. Lord have mercy. Tonight's topic is going to be different. I'm in shock. The research that I've been doing, I just was like, whoa. What? It's a whole world of this stuff going on. So, I had to bring in the expert, the heavy hitter, the trainer of relationship Jedis, Dr. Jashana Johnson.
Hey, y'all.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Tonight's topic, diet sex.
It is not diet. Oh, my goodness.
Discovering the benefits of outer course. That's
Yes.
diet sex.
That is not diet sex.
For me.
No, it's not.
Okay, cool. I'm here to learn. I don't know how to. Diet sex. Discovering the benefits of outer course. A deeper look at the potential benefits of diet sex.
If my students are listening, this is going to be hilarious to them. Diet sex.
That's what come on. So, no penetrate. Diet sex, outer course, is sex.
Non-penetrative sex. Anything outside of non-penetrative sex.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I've got questions, clearly. We want you to join the conversation. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. What is an example of outer course? What's the overall purpose of outer course? What is the advantage of outer course? How can I be intimate while abstinent? 1-800-920. Does this work for people who've been together for a long time?
Yes.
So sex goes on vacation.
No, it is not. I'm gonna smack you.
I'm trying to
Sex is not on vacation.
Okay, walk me through this slide.
Okay, so first of all, let's go back to how we came to this, right?
Okay.
When I was on your show, someone called in and said something about not going all the way. And that they hadn't gone all the way with the person that they were dating. And when I asked about all the way what they meant, they were talking about penetrative sex. And I said, I actually encourage my clients to participate in a lot of outer course, not focusing on intercourse. And it was at the end of the show. So then we were like, well, we got to come back and talk about outer course. And so you've been doing your research, and you've done a great job at your research. And I'm going to talk about like the benefits of this and how important it is in a relationship.
Listen,
because
my mind is horrible right now. The
Why?
thoughts that are going, I'm thinking, can you put the tip in?
oh my goodness.
Anything? Something.
But, okay, so tonight is going to be different. And part of that has to do with I'm going to provide some education around it, and you'll understand why outer course is important.
Okay, all right. Let's just pull it together. So, can you get STDs or STIs from outer course?
Yeah, yes.
So you can. Then what's the benefit?
Outer course.
Might as well go all the way.
But see, that's okay. When you say you might as well go all the way, you're creating a hierarchy for intercourse. That intercourse is the end goal, the end all, be all. And so, what happens when you can't have intercourse? Then you don't end up engaging in anything, which becomes problematic.
So something got to be there.
Yeah.
So this is like the sexual foyer.
So what ends up happening is people tend to like to call it foreplay.
Oh, so
I don't call it foreplay, right? And for most of us as sex therapists and sex educators, we don't refer to it as foreplay because we tend to think that is only supposed to happen right before intercourse. And so we leave out very vital parts of sexual exploration and experiences.
Interesting. So this could actually build anticipation.
Absolutely.
And with that, you kind of avert the spark being lost.
You actually experience it's really more about pleasure. It's more about pleasure. Sometimes what happens is pleasure for women is fairly new. Pleasure for men has always existed.
Wait, hold on. I'm not going to let you sit here and besmirch the good name of many men who have bedded many women. Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Pleasure is new for women?
Pleasure is new for women. And
I
I
can
will tell
believe
you, and I'm going to tell you, this topic tonight is going to ruffle a lot of feathers.
Let's do it.
And probably because a lot of us are not really honest about what we experience and what we do in the bedroom and how we experience it. Because for men, you're just supposed to know how. Right? But where are you learning it from? And if you're learning it from porn, which tends to be not educational, but entertainment, because that's the purposes of it.
Right.
And you try to replicate that, then that's where you run into problems.
You know, I learned the most from sex from a girl.
Okay.
And she told me, like, no, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
I said, hold on, you don't tell me what to do. It was a power struggle for a moment. But when I listened to her, she said some things that made sense. She was like, you have to slow down. You have to learn my body.
Yes. I often tell people,
all of that.
When you get out of a relationship, don't do what you did with your ex. Start all over. What worked for one doesn't necessarily work for the next.
So you got to tailor make your sex game?
Absolutely. Everybody is completely different.
When we come forward, we about to take our sex game to the tailor and get a fitted suit for you. We got a lot to talk about. Lord have mercy.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Team Downey is looking for a film production and operations specialist responsible for running operation layout of the production company, delegate and oversee household staff, grounds crew, and creative department staff, oversee employees across all entities of the company, time cards, pay slips, credit card use, and expense reports, experience in writing, directing, producing, and performing, must have a bachelor's degree of arts in theater and 24 months of experience, job location, Venice, California, salary $64,000 to $74,000, send resume to hiring@teamdowney.com, again hiring at teamdowney.com.
KBLA Talk 1580 congratulates U.S. Olympic gold medalist and Hall of Famer Jeanette Bolden Pickens, owner of the 27th Street Bakery. 27th Street Bakery sends a huge thank you to the community for all its support during the pandemic, serving the Los Angeles community with their signature sweet potato pie since 1956 and third-generation baker. The goal has never changed. Keep the business thriving for generations to come. Made with the freshest ingredients in each yam peeled by hand. 27th Street Bakery puts the home back in homemade with its signature vanilla added to all its amazing products, pies, cakes, cobblers, tea cakes, and the newest item, creamy sweet potato cheesecake. Call 323-233-3469. That's 323-233-3469. Have your order shipped by visiting 27thstreetbakery.com or stop by 2700 South Central Avenue, Los Angeles, California, 90001, Tuesdays through Saturdays, 8 to 4.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Tired of being locked out of job opportunities and shut down by systemic racism? KBLA stands with you in fighting for the rights of black workers, and we don't black down. The Los Angeles Black Workers Center is a dynamic alliance of workers, organized labor, community-based organizations, clergy, students, and scholars, working collectively to improve the position of the black working class. The LA Black Workers Center takes a comprehensive approach to addressing the black jobs crisis. Their programs promote access to quality jobs, racial equity in hiring and retention, discrimination-free job sites, and they prepare black workers for employment in high-wage, career-track jobs. The Black Workers Center supports workers who need help protecting their rights on the job. They give workers access to quality jobs and remove systemic barriers to employment. To sign up for free career readiness training, get involved in organizing around anti-discrimination, learn about union apprenticeship programs, or sign on to a trade registry, please visit www.lablackworkerscenter.org. That's lablackworkerscenter.org. Together, we can beat the black jobs crisis. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Cold world. I never thought I'd see the day that you my old girl. Now I'm stuck here hollering at old girl. Got one, got two, three, four girls. Shotgun in a drop, made a right. Hut one, hut two. Told them take a hike, then it's on to the next, on to the next one. Hard to move on when you always regret one.
I wonder sometimes. I wonder if I was wrong. Trying to do right by you got me here. Now all I am is alone. 'Cause her knows this and that don't compare. Oh, yeah. And at best, all they do is distract me. But now, deep down, when I face it, all I want is you. All I want is
Yeah. It's Thursday night.
all I want is you.
Voice of Reason After Dark. Live from KBLA Talk 1580. That's Miguel featuring J. Cole. All I do is think about you. Or what is it? All I want is you. Yeah. It's all I want is you. And when it comes to sex, that's it. I just. Are we ready to eat? Is the food ready? It's like Thanksgiving. Is it ready?
You ain't did none of the preparation.
I'm not preparing for nothing. Is it ready? You ready? Come out the shower. You ready? Ladies and diet sex.
Stop it.
That's just what comes to mind. That's how, my mind is weird. Is outer course the same thing as abstinence?
Okay, so it could be, because it could mean that people are abstaining from intercourse. Again, when we create this hierarchy of intercourse being the end-all be-all, then it can be seen as abstinence, right? But for some people who deem all of sexual activity as sex, it is not. For many of my clients, I ask, what is sex? When I'm working with them. And a lot of times they will say penetrative sex.
Right.
They will even say oral sex is not sex. And I'm like, but it's in the name. Or anal sex is not sex.
No, oral sex is like garnish on the plate. You know, the little parsley leaf.
Okay, so so let's do anatomy 101.
Teach us. I'm here to learn.
Let's do it now, and hopefully everybody watch it, because I brought visual aids.
Okay, because teach me.
I'm gonna give you a quiz.
Oh no.
What is this? What is this called?
It's a vulva pillow.
Yes, it's a vulva. But most of us don't learn that it's a vulva. We learn all of it is a vagina.
Oh.
And that's not the case.
So I got
it right.
Oh.
But can you name the parts?
Okay.
What's this?
Okay, those are the wings.
Okay, no. Fired.
Okay, I'm sorry. Not wings. Okay. Those are the what do I want?
Outer labia.
No, let me.
Okay, come on.
Okay. You help with that. Outer labia.
And these are
lips.
Inner labia.
Inner labia. Okay. And then what else?
So one of the things is we used to call them labia majora, which were big lips, and labia minora, which were little lips. But those words are antiquated now because.
So I was right.
Lips, majora, labia. It's really labia,
Okay,
but
cool.
But yes, we can say inner lips, outer lips. We don't say big lips and little lips anymore because everybody's vulva looks different.
Right.
However, when we look at porn, they're nicely tucked and they all kind of look the same. We don't see it. We don't see a variety of it, right?
So you got to have a certain look even to be a porn actress.
And there has been a lot of vulva and labia plastic surgery regarding that.
Really?
Yeah, to look nice and kiddish. But anyways,
I'm about to leave. Jashana, I will get up and walk out. That's
I'm being
kiddish.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, I'm being serious.
So they're looking for like a weird look.
It's not a weird look. It's just a nice, tight, tucked looking.
So they looking for the new car smell, just
There you
brand
go.
new. Okay, got it.
There you
Okay, we're there. All right.
So we have outer lips. We have inner lips. What's this?
That's the cape
This
or the hood.
Okay, the clitoral hood, and what's that?
That's the jelly bean. I mean the clitoris.
The clitoris, right? You call it a bean because you think that that's all that it is to it.
So what else is it?
This is what the clitoris looks like.
Yes, don't show me that.
This is.
I wish y'all could see. Are y'all on YouTube? Whoever's on YouTube, y'all got to call in. That's the whole thing.
This is the whole clitoris.
Looks like a wishbone with testicles.
So guess what it is? When you are in your mother's womb, when boys and girls are in their mother's womb, we all have the exact same parts up until 8 weeks. And then it begins to decide if it's going to be inside of you or outside of you. So for men, theirs is outside. Right. For women, theirs is inside. So when you think, this is what mostly people see. Mm-hmm. But this is the whole clitoris.
And it stays.
And it lays right behind the labia.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yes, I'm getting an education.
So it makes sense. It makes sense, right?
Yes.
Okay. Here's why I think it's important to understand why, and you're gonna understand why outer course comes into play. This is all touch sensitive. Mm-hmm. It's touch sensitive. Mm-hmm. Touching it, and this is made of erectile tissue. So we also get erections.
What?
We also get erections.
I know.
Okay.
It's an uncomfortable conversation.
So we also get erections, and this becomes erect and alive, just like the penis does. Okay. The inside is the vagina. Mm-hmm. It is not touch sensitive.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm. All that pounding y'all doing.
So that don't.
All that beating up y'all doing.
God.
It is not touch sensitive.
So we wasting our time.
You're not wasting your time. You're
Okay.
You're not wasting your time. But I want you to think about it differently. It's not touch sensitive. It's pressure sensitive. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So all of this boom boom knocking it out and all that stuff may or may not bring pleasure to women. Okay.
Arabia just disagreed. She said no.
I said Lord. May or may not.
Look at
She not disagreeing. She actually agreed with me. Look, she's saying yes.
Okay.
So it may or may not bring pleasure. Okay. The majority of women do not orgasm from penetrative sex alone.
They need clitoral stimulation.
Yes. Look, and it lays right behind the lips.
So is this why some girls use a toy?
Here we go.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Do you see? No. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Because you ain't enough, brother.
No, that's not what we're saying.
Whatever you think you doing ain't enough.
That's not what we're saying. But what we are saying is that basic anatomy tells us we have to do more.
This deep.
Let me tell you, I teach this. So I teach on Thursday, 9 hours.
I can't believe she's here.
I know. Well, I mean, I'm letting traffic die down too. So
okay,
cool.
I
wanted to be here with you to talk about this. But I teach 3-hour, three 3-hour courses, and I actually taught this today. It's the second week of the new quarter, and I teach human sexuality. I teach couples and sex therapy. And I teach family systems, and I also teach society and the individual. And when I talked about this and did the anatomy today, you should have saw the relief in some of the women.
Somebody gets me.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
right.
I do my seminars all over the world, and when I bring out my vulva pillow and talk about the anatomy and show them the clitoris. And talk about, which, by the way, do you know how many nerve endings?
No.
is in this?
Mm-mm.
You know how many nerve endings are in the penis?
We don't care.
Yes, you do.
Men
you should.
don't care.
You should.
We be like, hey, it got up. I'm ready to do the thing.
Oh, Lord. 4,000 nerve endings in the penis.
All right. 4,000, gentlemen. You got 4,000 of them.
4,000 nerve endings.
Okay.
Guess how many nerve endings is in the clitoris?
What, 200 million? Like something crazy? You know, women.
10,281.
Wow.
10,000 nerve endings in this.
Mm.
So, messing with this is not foreplay.
Mm-mm.
Messing with this is core play.
Ooh, core play. Y'all heard it here first on the voice. Core play. You starting something that you better be up to finishing as well. Oh, Lord.
So this is not foreplay. And if the majority of women do not orgasm from penetration alone, this is not foreplay.
You got to go to work.
Yes.
I'm flabbergasted, right? So now it's leading me into all of these other questions, right? So outer sex.
Outer course. Mm-hmm.
Or outer course, or what I call diet sex.
No.
No, it's real business here. This really could enhance your love life.
Yes, it does.
If you get good at it.
Yes.
So can you distinguish the difference between foreplay and outer sex?
We call it foreplay because we think it's like leading up to, right? Leading up to penetrative sex.
So before penetrative sex.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the thing is that for me, foreplay is not this. This is outer course and it's necessary. Foreplay is every positive thing you do in your relationship.
Wow. This is what makes the sex good.
Yeah.
Sharing your piece of chicken.
Because every positive thing you do in your relationship is actually foreplay. Because your largest sex organ is your brain.
Right.
So how you think about yourself, how you think about your partner, and how you think about what you're doing plays a huge role in how your genitals work.
Wow. So listen, we gotta go forward. But when we return, this is about to be deep. We're gonna get to the callers, but I want you to think about this question: Can outer course increase oxytocin levels? When we come forward, we've got a lot to talk about. The voice of reason is on fire.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A new report claims Black Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas failed to disclose a real estate deal he made with a wealthy Republican donor. ProPublica reports a company belonging to Texas billionaire Harlan Crow bought a single-story home and 2 vacant lots in Savannah, Georgia from Thomas and his family. Thomas reportedly never disclosed the sale of the properties, which some experts told ProPublica is a possible violation of federal law requiring justices to disclose information about real estate transactions over $1,000. Now, ProPublica last week reported Thomas and his wife accepted luxury travel from Crow for decades without disclosing the trips. Well, Indiana residents are worried about what's circulating in the air now that a fire at a plastics recycling plant is 99% extinguished. I'm Julius White on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Summit Racing has parts and accessories to keep your truck rolling right. Parts like lift kits, intakes, exhaust, tires, lighting, and more. From custom grills to tonneau covers, Summit Racing has you covered. SummitRacing.com. Everything you need for anything you drive.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hi, it's Lynn Richardson with the Millionaires Roundtable. Have you heard about Lendistry? Come on now. Lendistry is a national Black-led small business lender that is headquartered right here in LA. Once you've started your business, Lendistry provides flexible financing options starting at $50,000 to help you access the affordable capital needed to grow. Whether financing is needed to increase working capital, acquire a business, purchase inventory and equipment, or refinance debt, Lendistry has a solution for you. Lending products range from traditional business term loans and lines of credit to SBA 7A loans and commercial real estate financing. Lendistry's pre-application process is simple and does not impact your credit score. Visit lendistry.com/KBLA. That's LENDISTRY.com/KBLA to learn more and get started with an application right on the website.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for voting rights. When We All Vote is a leading national nonpartisan initiative on a mission to change the culture around voting and to increase participation in each and every election by helping to close the race and age gap. Created by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote brings together individuals, institutions, brands, and organizations to register new voters across the country and advance civic education for the entire family and voters of every age to build an informed and engaged electorate for today and generations to come. When We All Vote empowers their supporters and volunteers to take action through voting, advocating for their rights, and holding their elected officials accountable. Please visit whenweallvote.org to stand up for your rights, voting rights. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Roll Charmin Ultra Strong when you drop in the beat. It cleans with way less effort on your seat. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Charmin flows extra strong from the road. Your butt hella clean while you're sitting on the bowl. Yeah, it's all you need for that bathroom groove. Get you in and out without nothing to prove.
Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action is the youth component of the impactful CBO, known as the Community Coalition. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action has chapters at almost every South LA high school. Say Yeah, as they are popularly known, is located at 80th and Vermont, but serves young people all over South LA. Under the COCO umbrella, they train youth organizers, help underserved scholars prepare for college, and work with students to help them gain admission to top universities. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action fosters teen activism, where young people have led campaigns moving tens of millions of dollars to South LA schools and forcing officials to make AP classes available to students in under-resourced institutions. SCEL scholars have taken part in the March on Washington, been published in major news outlets, and been elected to city council. Long before she was mayor, Karen Bass started the program when she founded the Community Coalition. To donate, volunteer, or enroll a student in South Central Youth Empowered Through Action, please visit cocsouthla.org. cocsouthla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're my baby, my lover, my lady. All night you make me want you. It drives me crazy. I feel like you were made just for me, babe. the same way. Cause it just feels so right. I don't wanna waste no time. If I had to choose, I know I'm gonna always choose to be with you. Cause girl, don't you know? Girl, don't you know you're so beautiful? I wanna give all my love to you, girl. Not just tonight, but the rest of your life. I wanna be always here by your side. Girl, don't you know you're so beautiful? I wanna give all my love to you, girl. Not just tonight, but the rest of your life. I wanna be always here by your side. When you're not here,
Ladies and gentlemen, my playlist is acting a fool. That's Music Soul Child. So beautiful. Man, this that outer course playlist. Let me rub some cocoa butter on the small of your back where them dimples are.
And that is outer course.
That's outer course,
yes,
right?
Sensual massages.
But I'm not good with the massage. I will pat on you a little bit.
Get good.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Because if you
get good.
Because if you can help your partner to relax through sensual massages, pleasure is a greater experience.
Okay, before we get to the callers, I really want you to talk about that oxytocin piece. Outer course, does it build that bonding hormone? Does it release it? It does.
It's released in kissing. It's released in hugging. It's released in touch. And it allows you to feel connected to the person.
What about people who came from a home environment? Because, you know, attachment theory is always a part of these relationship discussions. Who had maybe a parent that didn't show, you know, a lot of emotion. Is this a way to break the ice for the people who come out of that environment?
I think when we incorporate, see, I like to say outer course is like we putting more in the toolbox than just penetrative sex. Like if we only just deem penetrative sex as the end all be all, then we don't have a lot in our toolbox. And so when we add things to our sex lives, that becomes you have a greater repertoire of doing things. And so you can engage in all different kinds of touch. There's actually levels of touch, and you can engage in first gear touch, second gear touch, third gear touch, fourth, fifth gear touch.
Hold on, can we just I want you to tell me what first, second, and third is, you know, levels of touch. But what is fifth gear touch? I just want
fifth gear touch is penetration.
Boom. I'm sorry. So can you explain, you know, the levels?
So first gear is affectionate touch. This is with your clothes on. You can be holding hands, you can be hugging, you can be kissing. It's affectionate touch, but not sexual. Okay. And it actually provides the foundation for intimate attachment.
Interesting. So my girl was performing outer course when she kissed me the first time. She was the first to initiate the kiss. She rolled up on me tough and kissed me, took it.
She took it.
So that was that outer course?
Yeah. Yes.
Whoa. Hey. I love it.
So the other thing too is that subjective arousal is rooted in your first gear affectionate touch. So how we experience pleasure is subjective, right? So what feels good to you may not feel good to me,
right?
And so it's very subjective. And when you think about the types of levels that you have to hit, there's first level, which is arousal threshold, and then there's a second level, which is orgasmic threshold. In order to meet any of those, there's things that are involved. It's our thoughts. Remember I said your brain is your largest sex organ.
Right.
It's our thoughts and our feelings, as well as physical sensations. And then you have to have even more good thoughts and feelings and good physical sensations to reach orgasmic thresholds. The problem is that our thresholds are not stable.
They fluctuate.
They will move.
Mhm.
So when I met my husband, I was 15 years old. My thresholds were low. So he could come up to me. We're in high school, right? He could kiss me on my neck, and that would be a
done
huge
for the rest of the
turn
day.
on,
Right,
right?
right.
Now he kissed me on my neck. That doesn't turn me on as quickly as it did when I was 15 years old, because what happens is our thresholds rise. So there are things that will make your threshold rise, like the length of the relationship, age, weight gain, medications, all of these things, children, make your thresholds rise. And if you do what you used to do when your thresholds were low, you're not meeting those thresholds, hence sexual dysfunctions.
So would those things that make your threshold rise, would they be considered stressors?
Not necessarily stressors, but stress can make your threshold rise, right? So that means that you can't do the bare, and most people just do the bare minimum to reach the threshold.
First off, don't put my business out in the
I'm
street.
I'm not talking about you. I said most people.
Listen, don't.
And I'm not talking about any of your listeners. I'm talking about other people's listeners.
She out here just. Most people do the bare minimum. Girl, just turn over. The game about to come on in 7 minutes.
Yeah, that would be the bare minimum.
Oh my goodness! Let's grab a caller real quick, because people want to talk to Dr. Jashana Johnson. She's in here cooking. Daryl from Los Angeles, you're the first caller in the Voice of Reason. What do you want to talk about? I know this topic is crazy, but what's on your mind? What do you think about what we're talking about tonight?
I think it's excellent. Number one, I'm the caller that called at the end of the show the last time you guys were together.
Yes, you're the one brought up the...
Right. You blew my mind when you said, why does, penetration have to be the pinnacle? I had never thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
I never even thought about that. I mean, I'm the youngest of 6. I got 4 older brothers, and their girlfriends used to, they'd pinch my cheek and stuff, and, they'd give me a kiss and everything. And, I'm an old dude, but I'm 58. So back then, my closest entertainment I had that was like a Sears catalog or a JCPenney catalog with the ladies in there with their underwear on. That's how far I go back.
Mm-hmm.
But this is, when you said that, it really was, I guess it was like a spark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been with this girl. I'm 26 years older than her,
mm-hmm.
and I had swore off of younger women. We met and we kind of clicked. We've been friends for 3 years. She wanted to get serious last October, but we would play around, but we wouldn't go all the way. Like I said last time, and then you said, why does that have to be the pinnacle?
Mm-hmm.
And like what Zoe said, hey, what did you say earlier, Zoe? Could you be sexually deficient, right? I mean, sex was so much a part of what I felt a relationship needed. It infused the conversation. It was but when it's not there,
mm-hmm.
That conversation is kind of muffled a little bit because we're not talking about the sexual aspects of what we were doing in our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I was 48 when I realized, when this woman told me that she had never had an orgasm.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think that was possible.
And Daryl, it was your fault.
No, it wasn't. It's not his fault.
I'm sorry.
But
I'm sorry, Daryl.
But that is the story of
I gave
many
her
women.
one. I gave her her
no, you
first,
didn't.
But
No, you didn't.
Wait, hold on, Daryl. Daryl, hold
no.
on. I'm gonna give you your space. Hold on.
You
She
cannot.
said you didn't
You
do
can't give your partner. This is the most controversial thing I'm about to say,
Here
but
we go.
you can't give your partner an orgasm. You can help facilitate one.
You're a facilitator.
I'll
You
participate.
can participate
Silent
in
partner.
yeah.
The silent partner.
Yeah. But you can't give your partner orgasm because they have to be there mentally. They have to go there mentally and tune into their bodies and all of that to be able. If they're not there, it's not going to happen.
I was told my mind was too loud.
Uh-oh.
That's what I was. Shut your mind off. I said, what?
You did it. You
but
said
you
the
know
right
what?
thing when you said.
No, go ahead, Daryl.
When Zoe said, because you had mentioned some guys learn how to do sex through porn.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to learn how to do sex is an older woman. Well, it was my experience through an older woman. I started early, and like my oldest daughter's mom was 24. I was 16.
Okay.
And she taught me different things that I didn't want to be with women my own age because they were so clingy. But the older women, they can teach you stuff and they feel your, they kind of make it really erotic and exotic and it's more exciting.
Man, don't get nobody indicted. Don't the older women because they, boy.
So here's what I will say.
Now I'm 58. It kind of works in reverse, but but that said, that's the best way to learn. And when I do a relationship, the reason why I'm at odds with this woman that I haven't had, penetration with is because that's how I learn your body. That's how I get in. You know what I mean?
Take it easy, Daryl. It's the doctor's turn. Let her respond to you, man. He in here pouring out his soul because, man, you know what happened. And then when I did it, I was touched. When we come forward, we going to get Daryl right.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Twitter Inc. no longer exists. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by Lendistry. Twitter Inc. no longer exists. Its incorporated name is now X Corp. This is the name of its owner and CEO, Elon Musk's long-envisioned Everything app. This is a credit to Musk's aspirations for the company. He's quoted saying he wants to turn X into the biggest financial institution in the world. Confused? Well, he'd like to turn the app into a wide-ranging service, something like China's WeChat, like a peer-to-peer mobile payment platform where users can earn interest on their cash like at a bank. He has also suggested several services in-app, including ride-hailing and food delivery. Give us your thoughts on X and more on Twitter at KBLA 1580.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
It's back. After 3 years, the Personal Involvement Center's LA Eastside Connection community event is happening this Saturday, April 15th at Praises of Zion Baptist Church located at 8222 South San Pedro Street, LA. The Personal Involvement Center, partnering with a grant from Councilmember Curran Price of the Los Angeles New 9th Council District and the Coalition for Responsible Community Development, CRCD, numero uno, are delighted to bring this fun-filled event to the community. This event is free for everyone to enjoy. There will be food, entertainment, carnival rides, and more. Bring your entire family to the corner of 83rd and San Pedro Streets on Saturday, April 15th from 12 to 4 p.m. Enjoy a family-friendly event promoting fun and togetherness. The Personal Involvement Center has been working in the community for over 50 years, so come and join the happenings on the East Side. Connect with us and others as we all have fun together. There's some good things happening on the East Side, the LA East Side Connection this Saturday, April 15th from 12 to 4 p.m.
Gotta stay fresh, ma.
Have you visited us online for the grand opening of KBLA.store? For the best in new merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store. Be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
You like? Don't be scared. Come closer. You never saw me like this before, huh? I've been a goody daddy, but I don't have to be. If you don't want me to, I'll be a nasty baby. No time for games, no rules, just play. Hope you've been thinking about the same thing. I'm just saying what's on my mind. It's been good, but now it's time to show love what we made of. No time for games, no rules, just play. I hope you want me in the same way. Every time I close my eyes, all I dream about is making love. I can't even sleep at night. All I dream about is making love. It's just all the things I see when you're inside of me that keeps my mind going
I
crazy.
can tell everybody that's listening tonight is engaging in outer course right now. She's standing in front of that stove, turning that pot of chili. She got on them little boy shorts. He walk up on her, smack. It's outer course, baby. Yeah. The voice of reason is on fire tonight. Dr. Jashana Johnson is in here killing. Daryl, I want you to come back in, and I want you to wrap up your thought, but you can't tell a story.
My ears are so open right now because this outer course thing is a whole new concept, and I'm just trying to get in where I could fit in. But I'm so glad that I did not, terminate the relationship, because normally 2 or 3 weeks in, if I don't get it, I'm out. But for some reason, I'm sticking around, and you make totally sense, because if you make penetration per se the pinnacle of everything you want out of the relationship, what happens on the other side of it? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Once you do it, what's next? What is it?
But a bigger thing is that at some point all of us will experience some type of sexual dysfunction, and if you decide that you don't want to be embarrassed by your sexual dysfunction and you don't address it, then what happens usually is that people cut off all affection because they are afraid it's going to lead to penetrative sex and they got to perform and they can't perform and whatever the case may be. So when you experience sexual dysfunction and you cut out all even outer course, right? Then you're not engaging in sexual intimacy. And that becomes the problem. And so then the relationship is left without sexual intimacy because you're afraid that maybe you're going to lose your erection, right? And outer course most of the times anxiety is associated with erectile issues. And when you can engage in outer course, you can learn to relax into your erections and not be afraid, which then allows you to work through your...
kills the erection.
Absolutely.
Daryl, hold tight. Hold on. Fear. Mm-hmm. Anxiety, anxiousness, right?
There's a level of anxiety that you need to engage in sex, right? A low level of anxiety. But once it becomes too much, then it impacts your ability to maintain an erection.
Boy, scary boys out there got that soft serve cracking.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, don't be scared of the soft serve, man.
And it
You're
becomes
totally right,
and
though.
it becomes a problem because we think most men are taught that you can make love with the penis, but it's not your penis that makes love, it's you.
But most men...
It's totally true.
So you use the parts of your body that works.
Daryl, thank you,
Yes, sir.
brother. I appreciate the call.
No,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
the
And you
enthusiasm.
guys need to do this every week. Y'all gonna do it every week?
Yeah, y'all gonna do it again? Y'all got any more of those outer course show? Don't Tyrone Biggums us, man. We professionals out here, Daryl. We appreciate the call. Thank you, brother. When
Appreciate
we
you
come
guys.
forward, we're going to keep the phone lines cracking. People want to talk to the doc because she's in here cooking. A sister asked a question in the chat that I felt I had to bring to your attention. She said, what is sexual dysfunction in women? Can you give examples?
Oh, I'm glad that they asked that because this is about to kill everybody's thoughts about.
You got another toy example?
I know, but I'm about to tell you this, and it's going to blow your mind. Tight vaginas.
Really?
Yes. Vaginas are not supposed to be tight. It's called vaginismus.
Well, why do we love them so?
That's because that's what you were, as a matter of fact. And I'm not talking to you or the men that are listening. I'm talking to the other men. If it's tight, you haven't done your job, which means she is not sufficiently aroused. Because vagina walls lay like this.
Yeah.
And when she is sufficiently aroused, meaning her subjective arousal meets those thresholds, her body functions like this. It tenses up, which means it opens up to make room for penetrative sex. Whether it's a penis or a toy or a finger, it tenses up. If she's not tensing up, she's not ready. But we tend to think she's ready when she's wet. And just because she is wet does not mean that she is ready. There's a such thing called sexual non-concordance, which means that your mind might be there, but your body's not there yet. Or your body might be there and your mind is not there yet. So until those align, she isn't ready. So I often ask men who are sleeping with women, when they're in couple session, I was like, how do you know when she's ready? He's like, oh, when she's wet. And then I ask her, are you ready? 9 times out of 10, she says no.
It's when I'm relaxed.
You will know when she's ready because she'll tell you.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the name of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, I did not know. Lord have mercy, I did not know we was going to go down this rabbit hole. But I guess a rabbit hole is... Never mind.
No
I don't
pun
want to say that. When we come forward, clearly, we've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A new report claims Black Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas failed to disclose a real estate deal he made with a wealthy Republican donor. ProPublica reports a company belonging to Texas billionaire Harlan Crow bought a single-story home and 2 vacant lots in Savannah, Georgia from Thomas and his family.